Now go, start.
So the agenda for today is to review for our next test. So we're going to spend about 40 minutes there, and then we have another 40 minutes to go over our final exam and any credit recovery efforts. So everybody should have this test, 3-1. Test 3-1. On top of it would be a score sheet. That's for us to fill out. You probably need a pencil today. So here goes. Ben created the test. It's a really good test. The first thing on our agenda says to identify the teaks for each question. So those of us with our laptops out, can you be sure you sit next to someone who doesn't have one, or to pass yours down? We need to open up CRM 5 and at least align each question to the teaks. And I know Ben has already done it. Do you have that sheet with it already?
I just know what they are.
You just know what they are? All right. So we just need to be able to look at the teaks, and if you like, I can pull it up on the screen and we can look at it from there.
It's on our share drive.
It's on the share drive. Under math departments. 2012-2013, third 6 weeks, CRM 5. Oh, I guess I already had it open. Didn't realize it. So the first question, if you want to write it down next to it, it may be helpful to you. We just want to be sure each question fully tests what the teak is asking for. So if we look at number 1, I'm positive it aligns with, let's go down. It's not A2A. It's the one that asks us to determine whether or not a given situation can be represented by a linear function.
Number 1 is A2A.
And A2A asks us to identify and sketch the general forms of y equals x. But, it says here, draw a graph that represents the linear parent function. So A to A is number 1. 2 says, and it just says to graph it, right? Identify and graph. That's what the teak says up here?
Oh, A2A? Identify and sketch.
So
yeah.
We're good. Which of the following situations cannot be represented by a linear function? That is A5A. Determine whether or not given situations can be represented by linear functions. The question is almost worded exactly as the teak. And so that one is A5A. Number 3, and it's also A5A. It says an experiment was performed to find the elasticity of rubber. An elastic rubber band was stretched using different weights, and the length of the stretched band was recorded as shown below. A asks, does the information gathered in the table represent a linear or nonlinear function? So definitely it's asking A5A. And then B asks, how did you determine whether the data set was linear or nonlinear? And that just digs deeper into checking where the kids understand. Yes?
How do we want to grade B?
We're going to get to that one in just a second. We're going to do the rubric and determine how to grade it. So let's go to 4. There are only 12 questions, so this process should be short. 4 asks, which graph best represents the inequality? Which graph best